Good evening and welcome to Ukraine Brief here on TVP World. I'm Diana Skaya. It's been 1,398 days since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. No breakthroughs have come from peace talks in Miami this weekend between Russia, the United States, and Ukraine, with Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, saying that the parties have not come to an agreement on the conditions for ending Russia's war in Ukraine. Now, Witkoff said that talks held in Miami with Russian and Ukrainian officials were, quote, productive and constructive, though no breakthroughs were announced. U.S. negotiators met separately with the Russian delegation, led by envoy Kirill Dmitriev, as well as Ukrainian negotiators, led by National Security Advisor Rustem Umerov, as peace talks continue weeks after an earlier Trump administration proposal was rejected by Kyiv and European allies. According to President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, the most difficult issues remain territorial control, security guarantees, and post-war recovery, as he reportedly continues to urge Washington to increase pressure on Moscow through stronger military support and broader sanctions. On Sunday, President Volodymyr Zelenskyy hailed a major financial boost for Ukraine, announcing that Europe has committed 90 billion euros in support over the next 2 years, while calling for Russian assets in Europe to remain frozen.
We are concluding this historic week for Ukraine, a significant diplomatic week. The main outcome is that we have secured 90 billion euros for Ukraine for 2 years. This is the key result of December and, in many respects, an important outcome of the entire year. Europe has taken a positive decision. We fought for this decision for a very long time, and I want to thank everyone who helped. It is important that Russian assets remain in Europe and remain frozen. Ukraine will receive at least 45 billion euros annually over the next 2 years, and these funds can be repaid only from Russian funds. Russia must pay for this war.
Russia has intensified its attacks on southern Ukraine, plunging Odesa into darkness just days before Christmas. Overnight strikes hit 3 energy facilities, cutting power to more than 120,000 residents and causing damage to critical infrastructure. Now, Russia continues its drone attacks on Ukraine's southern Odesa region, targeting critical energy and industrial infrastructure. Local authorities say 1 person was wounded. Separate drone attacks hit Kryvyi Rih and other parts of the Dnipropetrovsk region, sparking fires and damaging residential and administrative buildings and infrastructure. In the southern Kherson region, Russian shelling over the past day killed 1 person and injured 3 others with artillery, multiple launch rocket systems, and drones damaging an apartment building. A suspected Russian drone attack derailed a freight train and injured 3 crew members, according to Ukrainian railways, with officials reporting a likely Shahid drone detonation. Overnight into December 22, Russia launched 86 attack drones across the country, while Ukrainian air defenses reportedly intercepted 58 of them. A senior Russian military officer has been killed in a car bombing in Moscow on Monday morning, with local authorities saying the attack was potentially carried out by Ukrainian special services. Now, investigators say Lieutenant General Fanil Sarvarov died after an explosive device planted under a vehicle detonated in a residential area in the south of the capital. Sarvarov, who headed Russia's operational training department and previously served in Syria and Chechnya, was rushed to hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Video released by Russian media shows the aftermath of the explosion. Russia's investigative committee says that it is investigating, among other possibilities, involvement by Ukrainian intelligence. Kyiv, though, has not yet commented on the matter. What Ukraine did confirm, however, was a bold sabotage operation deep inside Russia, with a special operative entering a Russian airbase and setting 2 fighter jets ablaze. Officials report that 2 Russian fighter jets, an Su-30 and Su-27, were disabled as a result of the fire overnight at a military airfield near Lipetsk, located approximately 300 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. Ukraine's military intelligence reports that the operation was planned over nearly 2 weeks and was carried out with the help of a resistance operative who physically infiltrated the base and escaped undetected. According to Ukrainian estimates, the damaged fighter jets are worth nearly $100 million. Russia has seized the border village of Lipetsk in the northern Sumy region of Ukraine, forcibly deporting over 5 civilians to Russia, including an 89-year-old woman. A spokesperson for Ukraine's general staff told the newspaper Ukrainska Pravda that Ukrainian forces were forced to withdraw from several positions in the northern Sumy region amid a Russian offense. Despite evacuation efforts by the national police over the weekend, the residents of Lipetsk along the Russian border were captured, and more than 50 of them, mainly elderly people who had refused to evacuate, were forcibly deported to Russia. Now, Russia may seek to use these residents as leverage, especially as peace negotiations to end the war remain ongoing. In an official statement on X, Ukraine's foreign minister Andriy Sybiha decried Russia's actions as a medieval raid, while demanding that the kidnapped Ukrainian civilians be returned home safely. And that concludes our brief from Ukraine here on TVP World. I'm Diana Skaya. Thanks for watching and stay with us here for more news and analysis.